Hey guys, welcome back to some more reviews. The Explorer 4 here, the Horror Boy, and today I want to talk about a film that I had heard about a lot from a lot of people in the horror community. And I really enjoyed this movie, and I wanted to give it a proper review, and I never did cover it, and I seen it a while ago, but I did want to talk about it. And that is The Hills Run Red. This is a 2009 film. This is a film that gets a 5.49 directed by Dave Parker. Dave Parker we're going to make a few films after this. Nothing much after, just a few films here and there. And I'll be honest, when I first heard about this movie, I thought it was an Asylum movie. Like, seems like it's a Hills Have Eyes ripoff, just looking at the cover. Judging the cover by itself. And they even use the the same font as the Hills Have Eyes movies. So when I first seen this, like the cover of this, I thought it was just a Hills Have Eyes ripoff. And then I heard about it, and from word of mouth, a lot of people in the horror community was recommending it to me. I know it has a Blu-ray coming out, but I'll be honest, this quality is good for this kind of movie. It's a very gritty movie, so the DVD quality fits it. I think this is a good DVD. It still has quite a few features. I'm fine with this DVD. It's alright. But this is a film that I was very impressed with. This is a movie that really delivered for me, and I think is a great love letter to classic slasher films. And I think in a lot of ways it's kind of like Scream, where I wouldn't say it's like as comedic as Scream, but I'll say it's very clever. It's about as clever as Scream was, as far as knowing the audience, knowing what horror fans know, and playing off of certain tropes and doing it in a very ingenious way. And this plot, I thought, was very unique and very well done. And the movie is about, there starts out with this horror film, the slasher film that was made back in the 80s, that was deemed to be so bloody, so gruesome, so violent, so disturbing that it was removed from cinemas. It was banned. And there's only like posters, a few news clippings here and there, and some pictures and clips. And nobody knows where this slasher film went. And there is this guy who wants to try to track down cast members and people involved in the movie, try to figure out why it was banned, who was behind it, and he wants to find out more about this movie. And him and his friends go out on this road trip. His friend is kind of cheating with his girlfriend, and the lead guy finds the stripper girl, who is the daughter of the director, and she is going to take them out there to meet the director. And it's a great slasher film. This is a film that I think brings a lot of stuff to the table. It's very gory, very bloody. The practical effects for me really work well. I love the look of this killer. The doll face killer, which kind of reminds me of the baby face killer from Dark Ride. Sorry if that was loud. I didn't mean for it to be, but it kind of reminds me of that. But I love the way it's done. I love the way the movie opens, where you're seeing how and why he wears this mask. It's a very gruesome opening where he's cutting pieces of his skin off and sewing the mask to his face. Really well done special effects there, and really enough just well done special effects throughout this entire film. These gore scenes are very realistic looking and well done. The kills are crazy and insanely gory. I think it's a very well done film as far as it having the gore. The acting. The lead guy, I thought, did a pretty good job. The rest of the cast did a pretty good job. The acting was not too shabby, I must say. The direction. I love how this movie was made, because when it cuts to the clips of the 80s slasher film this movie is based around, it looks like an old school 80s grainy, low-budget slasher flick. I love that. It's so cool, and I love how this movie's shot. I wouldn't say shaky cam. I mean, maybe a little bit of shaky cam here and there, but it's got this really good chaotic style of the camera that I thought really fit the movie very well, and I thought really brung a lot to the style of it. I really liked that. I think the story is just really awesome, and I guess I could say I could get into spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie yet, go watch 2009 film. I really recommend it. If I were to rate it, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's a really awesome movie. I'm not really stressing spoilers because it's kind of an older movie. If you haven't seen it yet, just go watch it, come back to the review. It's no big deal. But the ending I thought was extremely well done. And the fact that you find out that this director is crazy, and him and his family are a bunch of lunatics that were actually murdering people while making this slasher film. And when this is all revealed, it becomes more of a torture movie instead of a slasher film. It becomes more of a torture movie. I love that. I totally love how the third act is a total shift in tone. Goes from more of an over-the-top slasher film that's kind of fun to a really serious, disturbing, just fucking crazy third act. Where you have people being tortured. You have this character. You get the idea that he raped somebody, raped this one girl, and the daughter that led them out there is crazy as well. And you have like kind of incest I don't know, like they kind of hint at like incest and stuff like that. It's really fucked up. The ending is really out of nowhere and disturbing. I think because it's so out of nowhere, when it happens and you're revealed that this family is crazy, the movie just becomes, and to me, that's when I really realized, like, man, this is what people talk about. This is such a genius movie to take the, at the time, this was a time where you were still having slasher movies coming out, and they were relatively basic, Even though I do love Dark Ride, it's still a very basic slasher film. Hatchet, even though I love it, it's still a very basic, straightforward slasher film. So there were slasher films coming out at this time. But I love how this movie was able to be original and different and take it into a new direction. And it was a very low-budget movie. It says here it was a direct-to-DVD video movie. Or, it went straight to DVD, which is really surprising to me because it looks like a legit theatrical film. This looks like more of a theatrical film than Jigsaw does. I'll say that. Like, Jigsaw looks cheaper than this does. This is actually, it looks good. But yeah, there was a lot of passion behind this. The director is a really big fan of slasher films. You can tell a lot of heart and care put into this movie, and it really shows. The killer's awesome. The music is pretty decent. The cinematography and direction was really on point. It's overall a very solid slasher film / torture film that I thought was extremely well done. So yeah, The Hills Run, I'm going to give it probably an 8 out of 10. Like I said before, 8 out of 10. Really solid horror film. I absolutely loved it. I was really impressed by it. Great movie, The Hills Run Red. But yeah, anyways, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts on this film in the comments below. Do you like it? Do you not? Do you hate it? Do you absolutely love it? Let me know. Anyways, it's been the Explorer of Horror, the Horror Boy. I'm out. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day or night, whenever you're seeing this. Peace.